Alright guys, welcome to the notes on Exponent Rules Day 2. This one was called Power Rule. You've already discovered this in the investigation. This is just a recap to make sure that you understand what you were doing. Okay, so let's look at this guy here. This means 3x to the fourth 3 times. Let's write it out. 3x to the fourth times 3x to the fourth times 3x to the fourth. Right? Isn't that what that means? So, what do we have here? Well, let's do the normal numbers first. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then what's our rule? When you're multiplying same bases, you add the exponents. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. Okay, so the question is, if you didn't want to have to write it out, what's a rule? How could we get from here to here just by looking at it without having to write it out? And I hope you guys discovered that you should distribute the power. Okay, now this gets a little tricky. Make sure you put a little 1 here. That's going to help you distribute the power. All right, let's see if that works. So now, if you distribute it here, 1 times 3 is 3, so it's 3 to the third power, and then it's x to the 3 times 4 is 12. Now, is that right? Well, 3 to the third power is 27, so yeah, 27 times x to the 12th. Okay, so I guess the rule is, when you have a power to a power, you multiply. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. All right, let's try one more. Okay, so this one. Again, let's give the little 4 a little 1 there so we know what's going on. All right, now this one, we have 4x squared over y to the 5th. We have it 3 times. So 4x squared over y to the 5th. 4x squared over y to the 5th. We got it 3 times. Okay, let's see what we got here. So along the top, 4 times 4 times 4 is, I think, 64. And how many x's? Well, when you're multiplying x's, you add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay? On bottom, when you're multiplying y's, you add. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is y to the 15th. Now, how could we have gotten that by just looking at it? Well, you would distribute, and when you distribute, you multiply. Okay, so I'm just going to write it here. So we have a 4. When you distribute, 3 times 1 is 3. When you distribute here, you multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. And when we distribute here, 3 times 5 is 15. Now, the only thing you have to do then is say what 4 to the third is. You have to calculate it, and it is 64. Okay? So the rule, and the rule for both of these, is when you raise a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. Okay, so power to a power, you multiply. All right, let's do a couple examples. Okay. So let's do these the long way and the rule way too. Okay. You guys, let's do the long way first on this one. So we have 3x to the 5th 6 times. So please try to learn the rules, or these problems are going to be long. Okay, 3x to the 5th 6 times. So the long way. What's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3? I don't know. I need a calculator. 3 times 3 times 3, 6 times, what is going on with my calculator? 729, okay? And then when you're multiplying x's, you add. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 30. Okay, so here's the answer the long way. Now, using the rules is much easier. We give the base 3 a little 1, and we distribute the power by multiplying it to the exponents. Okay, so it's going to be 3 to the 6th power, x to the 30th power. And then you would actually have to calculate this. 3 to the 6th power is 729 x to the 30th. Okay, much easier if you know the rules. All right, let's do number 2. Let's do the long way first. 2x to the 5th over y to the 7th. We got that 4 times. All right, 4 times, right? Because the 4th power means 4 times. All right, let's do it. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is what, 16? When you're multiplying same bases, you add. So if you add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that's 20. And on the denominator, when you're multiplying same bases, you add. If you add up those y's, you get 28. Okay, that's your answer. Now, let's try it using the rules. Let's give the 2 a secret 1, and let's distribute the power by multiplying exponents. All right, so it's going to be 2 to the 4th, x to the 20th, and on the bottom, y to the 28th. And then all you have to do is, what is 2 to the 4th? You would calculate that, and that is 16. So 16x to the 20th, y to the 28th. Okay, notice you get the same answer. For the next two, guys, I'm going to skip it the long way, and let's just use the rules. Okay, so number 3, give the 4 a 1, and we're going to multiply in the exponents. Okay, because power to a power, you multiply. So it's going to be 4 to the 1 times 3 is 3. X to the 7 times 3 is 21. And in the denominator, x to the 5 times 3 is 15. Oh, you guys, typo, this should be a y. Okay, let's make that a y. Y to the 15th. And then, yeah, you just have to do this. 4 to the 3rd power is 64. So final answer is 64, x 21, y 15. And we don't have to do the long way anymore. Okay, number 4, same thing. Give the 4 a 1, and we're going to distribute the power to each power. So it's going to be 4, 3 times 1 is 3, x, 3 times 6 is 18, y, 3 times 5 is 15. And then again, any number ones you have to actually evaluate. 4 to the 3rd power is 64, so it's 64, x to the 18, y to the 15. Okay, my voice is about to go. Nice job, guys. That is it for day 2.